Hi, welcome. Joolse here from Joolsedesigns, JT Creations. I hope you're all well. Today is Let's Make a Spring Journal. I think it's number 6. So what we're going to concentrate on today is some of the tags. Now, an earlier video which was making ephemera, I did these, and these were made from book pages on card and decoupage in napkins. So what I've done is I have stamped some bits and pieces on them. So we will be finishing those off. These are some of the things that I've picked up in hotels that make good journal cards. I made some more tags, and I've also been stamping out little bits of paper with field note journals and field note stamps so that I can put them on little bits of paper that I've kept. So what I did was I did a little bit of doodling on watercolour paper that I'd already mopped up ink. I put some fussy cuts on them. So another bit of doodling behind there and there. This one, because I don't have my sewing machine with me and I do like to stitch around my tags, what I did was I just did some faux stitching, and I think it looks quite nice, and it's just a thin pen that I used, and that needs sticking down a little bit more. Glue stick. So what I want to do is finish these and then we can put them in the journal. I was hoping to go onto the cover. Now the cover I have, it's not gessoed. I don't have any gesso with me. It is, I managed to get a white tube of acrylic paint, and although white acrylic paint doesn't do the same job as gesso, gesso is a primer for a canvas, and what it does is it coats the top and it lets you apply the different layers of paint, gel medium, stamping and things like that without it soaking in to the canvas paper, card, or what you're using. So you can use acrylic, white acrylic, if you don't have gesso. You know, but what you have to remember is it may still, whatever you do, may still sink through. But if we have time, I will get onto that. So we've got these. So what I want to do is I want to put some labels on. Now I am going to use this glue. Now this one I have stuck. So that one's fine. We'll start with this one first. So I did have them all sorted how I was going to put them. But I don't know if that's going to work now, but I'm going to put some, just see what it looks like. So yeah, so I like that. So we'll put this on. Oh, it's because I've not used this glue for a couple of days, because I've been away, although videos have uploaded or whatever. I did them before we went away for a couple of days, so we decided to go over to the east coast of Cyprus and visit some of the places over there. So the first place was Salamis, and I'd booked a hotel. What I hadn't investigated or looked up was the fact that it's in North Cyprus. So obviously not been over to that side. We're following the Google on our phones, and we come to a checkpoint, and one of the security guys, we opened the window when the security guys is going to help, and I said, is this North Cyprus? He said, yes. I went, we're going to Salamis. He goes, yes. He said, Salamis is up there. So I started panicking. Like with COVID and everything. I mean, we hadn't planned on going to North Cyprus, so we hadn't looked at the the COVID rules and regulations for Salamis. But my husband's at the window telling me he loves me. Hang on. Hi, so that was my husband at the window. He was just coming in. He'd just been away to see somebody. We'd just not long had our lunch. Yeah, so we got through checkpoint. Luckily we had our passports with us. Obviously the hired car wasn't insured over in North Cyprus, so we had to get, they provide you with car insurance straight away. They are quite organised. So we get through checkpoint, and it's quite, when you go through these areas, they are quite desolate and a bit down, run down looking. So it was quite scary actually. But we got a flat tyre just as we got through. So that was, we had obviously a hired car. My husband decided just to change the wheel. And he was changing the wheel and it wouldn't go, and I was videoing it, and I'm saying on the video, and we're not supposed to be doing videos or photographs here because it's near Checkpoint Charlie, but he was panicking. He's going, don't we'll end up in a jail and everything. But I didn't tell him that we were far enough away to do the video. But it took us ages. One of the security, the policeman, come down and he was helping. He couldn't get it on. Another one phoned his friend who does car tyres, and what it was the spare wheel didn't actually fit, which could have been quite devastating if we'd been out in the middle of nowhere. Luckily, we were near this place, checkpoint. So, but while we were doing that, obviously we'd stopped for coffee and we had water in the car. We were drinking water. So I needed the toilet, so I'm casually walking down the road of this desolate village with just people, well, it was mainly men, in the cafes just watching you because they know you're strangers. And I saw a sign for toilets, so I walked up past them and both doors were open and they both, they looked clean. So I walked in, went to the toilet as quickly as I could, came out, went to wash my hands and realised that the sinks weren't sinks. So that was it, that was me. I was like, oh no, I'm in the men's. So I've never shot out of a toilet so quick in all my life. Got back to my husband and I told him, and he's going, are you all right? And well, I got the giggles. I just could not stop giggling. Anyway, we waited and the tyre guy came down, took the wheel away and fitted a new tyre. So that was about an hour and a half later. And then we were then on our way to the hotel. Both our phones went dead, the battery. We had no cable in the car to recharge them. So we had to keep stopping at supermarkets. Anyway, eventually we got there, and it was an absolute beautiful hotel. We'd got a really good deal. It was all inclusive. You know, we'd got it for something like €78. So we were really pleased with that. So there was a good outcome. But I couldn't get over going into the men's toilets. I was like, oh dear. All right, so this is just how I do my faux stitching. It does not have to be perfect. I might not be able to glue in a straight line, but I can sometimes draw in a straight line. All right, so what I'll show you what I did with the screw. I mean, I just found it in the villa, but I thought, well, the diameter of it's ideal. So what I do is I just find where I want once I get it through, I just let it come through my fingers and just keep twisting it so it screws in, and that way it makes the perfect hole. Obviously I haven't got any grommets, but that's something I can do when I get home. And there we are. But if you don't want to put grommets in, you can always or any colour pen you've got. Let me try a different one. I'll try this one. These are just cheapy pens I got at B&M. They're half metallic, half normal. The metallic side doesn't seem to work because I've had them for ages. There we are. I need to put these under something flat, but I was wanting to quite fancy a doily. I don't know whether to put it over the flowers. And I think I like it there. So now these, when you buy doilies for crafting, they usually come a couple of layers. I think what they've done in the hotel is they've had them where there's like been, you know, 2 or 3 layers on each doily, and somebody's separated them, and that's maybe why they don't use them. I don't know. But I was just so appreciative that I could have some, because that's something I didn't bring with me. And just try not to be a bit rough with them when you stick them down with. I'll just cut this off. And see, it pulls off quite easy. And they're actually that thin, you can see the decoupage through them, so I quite like that. Now I'm looking for maybe it's a label. I know we've got some labels there, but I think that's what we'll do, is we'll stick put this one on. And these are just stamped on coffee dyed paper and any bits of paper that was left, that from cut-offs from the digital kit. And that's enough. Now, one of the things I was picking up was these things, and I just wondered if you could do anything with these. Make little pockets to go. See, it doesn't like to punch. And this one, it's just a but you could make little pockets. So what I'm going to do, it's just an experiment. See, this was just the acrylic paint I bought. Just got it from the little shop, and I just use my fingers. I've probably tipped out a bit much, but what else have I got? I've got these teabag tags. So what I'm doing is I am covering these up. I will stick the strings back on them, and then we can use them as little tags. It's a good job I've got my messy mat. Right, and we'll just stick this one back on here, and then I think we'll call it a day. So what I will do is I'll do some offline. I will put the tags, finish them off, put them in the journal, and then we should be ready for doing the cover. Obviously, if you're going to do this, just use the tiniest bit of white acrylic. I'm going to put a bit more on here. And acrylic paints, if you're going to put it on where anything folds, you probably are better off putting a bit of PVA glue, because it gives it the flexibility to, you know, to bend round the corner. Otherwise it will it will crack. And you can make that look nice. You can put you know, ink on it and let it set in the cracks, and it just looks like crackle. But it depends on what you're looking for, and that was a total waste of white acrylic. So I do apologise to anybody that's cringing. But anyway, so thank you very much. If you would like to see more, please subscribe. I've still got, it's the only thing with finger painting. You know, if you want to know something or want me to go over something again, please leave a message. I will get back to you. I get back to anybody that leaves me a message. So bye from Cyprus.